Miami just hired a new running backs coach who is a former track star for the Canes. And check this out. Butch Davis had this to say about his coaching ability. He's one of the best coaches and teachers I've been around my entire career. His players rarely make mistakes. He's disciplined with them, but his players know that he loves them and wants them to do well. What's going on, Canes fans? That's right, the Miami Hurricanes have hired a new running backs coach by the name of Tim Harris Jr. And this is a hire that I'm personally very excited about for multiple reasons. For starters, many coaches that Harris has worked with on previous staffs have praised his ability to recruit. Apparently, players that play under this guy just love playing for him. Now, I already hinted at this in the intro, and maybe it means something to you, maybe it doesn't, but I believe Harris actually still holds the record at Miami for the indoor 800 meter that he set in the early 2000s. So that is still really cool. You know, I always mention that as Canes fans, we tend to be a little infatuated with coaches that have previously coached at Miami, and we always want to bring them back, or players that have played at Miami, we want to bring them back as coaches. Basically, anyone who has ties to Miami, we love them and we want them to come be on this staff. But it's cool that Harris, attended the university and he was a standout track star. I dig it. But you probably want to know what he's been up to lately, right? Well, just last month, Gus Malzahn, current head coach at UCF, had actually promoted Harris to assistant head coach. Now, this was in addition to him already being the co-offensive coordinator and running backs coach, which is the position he's held at UCF since 2021. Before that, he was the running backs coach at FIU from 2015 to 2020, and during his time there, his position group broke multiple school records. In 2018, the run game at FIU was one of the most productive in the Conference USA and was considered one of the most successful in program history. He also won multiple awards while coaching at the high school level at Booker T. Washington, where he was the OC for quite some time and even the head coach at one point. And some of you who live down in the South Florida area might even recognize his dad, Tim Ice Harris, who is considered a legendary coach at Booker T. I feel like this is another example of a coach who would be hungry, a guy that has something to prove. And I feel like given our current situation, that's much more important. That's actually a better fit, because we saw in 2022, Mario Cristobal put together this big name staff. I keep saying the Avengers of coaching staff in college football. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out. On paper, it looked fantastic, but it didn't translate to wins on the field. It looks like at this point in time, anyways, on paper, that Mario is installing, hopefully, a more long-term solution. I'm talking about coaches that are going to be here for a minimum of 3 years, possibly 3 to 5 years and beyond. Guys that are going to stay here for a while, and it's going to give us some consistency and stability here at Miami, which is something that, even though we get really upset and we want to see changes, we've lacked for many years, and it makes it very difficult on the players. And I think that this is a good move. Again, on paper, I've said this many times on my channel so far this year, I'm taking a wait and see approach. So on paper, I like the Tim Harris hire. I just like the dude. I don't know how else to explain it. I gave you some examples in the video. I just think that it's going to be a good fit. I think the running backs are going to enjoy playing for this guy. I think he's going to push them to their limits. But they're going to know that it's out of love and respect, and they are going to recognize that, and they're going to respect and love him. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about this hire. Be sure also to welcome him to the family. I mean, he was at Miami at one point. Now he's back at Miami. So welcome Tim Harris Jr. to the Miami Hurricanes, new running backs coach for us starting in the 2023 season. I love it. I'm all for it, and I'm very excited to see this guy get to work because, guys, spring practice is almost here. Guys, remember, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all on the next one.